Yo, what is going on, guys? Bot Mentality here with a Bitcoin chart analysis for you. And we are back, guys. It is August 14th of 2018. And of course, you already know I'm going to focus on Bitcoin. That's where everyone's been watching here for the past couple weeks. We're going to talk a little about the larger term chart. What are we looking to see? What's likely to happen? What's unlikely to happen? What about the short term? What are we looking to see there? How can the bulls profit? How can the bears profit? As you know, with this sort of volatility here on the daily, both sides are definitely getting the opportunity to make money. And I want to go ahead and talk about it. Let's break it down, guys. Let's keep things simple. Remember, the more people that can see something, the more traders are going to respond to it. There's no need to break out anything overly complicated here. I'll show exactly what's going to be going on and what I see here in this Bitcoin chart. So we'll go ahead and jump into it, guys. So the first thing, all right, very first thing on the larger term time frame, we have these lower highs forming, right? I'm just going to keep it a light color so you can see. Look at these lower highs right here, okay? So first thing first, you know, we had 20,000, then down here we had the 12,000, then we had 10,000 here, double top here on 10, double top there on 12, and then we had a rejection here at the 8,400, 8,500, whole half number resistant mark. I always say keep an eye on those levels. We had a rejection here, and we've pulled back from there. Of course, we have the underlying support, here on the bottom. I'll go ahead and draw that line, actually where that red line is. The support is down there on that 6,000 level, so right around here. That's been the support zone that we've been hammering on since, the beginning of 2018 there in February. And so what do I mean by, hammering on that level? Well, if you look right here, okay, if you look right here, let me go ahead and make some more of these. How many times have we hit this? Man, this one turned out to be a doozy, man. All right, so how many times have we hit this level? Okay, look at this. Right here, and we're on it right now. Okay, so we got 5 times we've been banging on this 5,800, 6,000 level, right? 5 times. And of course, the more times you touch a level, to both directions, the more likely it's going to break. So, when you see, for example, if we were up here at the 11,000 level, what is that, 11,500 area, if we had kept coming back, we rejected it once, twice, likely that third time we're probably going to break. Or if we did it a 4th time, like that 4th time, we're probably going to break and we're going to head to higher highs. Just like that, in that scenario, the opposite is true for the downside. The same is true for the downside. So we've been banging on this 5,800 to 6,000 level for so long, and we're back on it right again, guys. We gave back all the gains that we made here over the past, let's see, since early July. We made all these gains here on this uptrend. All these gains have already been given back. And another thing I want to point out here on the daily is the time frame. You always want to look at the duration, the time duration. We've been giving back profits faster, and the bull runs have been shorter. So for example, it took what, between February and April here, we had the uptrend up here on Bitcoin, and then we had a pullback, right? That took about what, 2 months? That whole pattern there was about 2 months. Then right here, we had the beginning of April, and then we pulled all the way back here, and actually, honestly, all the way to July. That took a little bit longer. This last bull run, we spiked up here. We lasted what, about a month and a half. July here into the middle of August, if you want to count this area. But really, we just came right back down. So what we're seeing is with these lower highs that I've been talking about earlier, and I drew out, with these lower highs all the way down here, what we're seeing is the people, longs, I always talk about longs getting trapped, guys. The people who bought into these areas right here, all right, I did not mean to bring that up. Go ahead and close that out there. The people that bought into those areas, up into this area right here, or up into this area right here, or up into this part right here, everyone who bought there and is just holding, expecting Bitcoin to go on another crazy bull run like we saw, heading up into December of 2017, they're just sitting there holding, guys. And so when their hopes and dreams get dashed because we sit here in downtrend for a couple weeks, they're just sitting there holding. So what happens? The guys who bought right here, they're going to sit and wait until the price returns, and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to get out at break even. And people hammer that point and sell, okay? What's happening is we aren't seeing accumulation. We're actually seeing the opposite. People are selling their Bitcoin. Bitcoin is being sold off right now because of the fact that we have so many longs that are trapped. People are looking to get out. Everyone who bought into this thinking, we're betting on that equilibrium pattern, right? This is it. We're heading up. We got this nice, head and shoulders, the inverse head and shoulders breakout right there. People are like, we're going to the moon. So they bought into this, and guess what? They're holding. And so now we're looking to make another bounce. This is what I said, the 5th time we've tested this 6,000 level, and people are waiting to see a recovery. The question is, are we going to get that? What's most likely? Okay. And that's what I want to kind of get into here today. And one thing I talked about, in my newsletter, I talked about it in my chat room, was the fact that when we were on this bull run, guys, look how quickly, and I know a lot of other people were talking about this too as well, look how quickly the RSI was able to get up there over the 70, right? You know, there's only been a couple times in the history of Bitcoin over the past year that we've been that high. And we were that high in the RSI level. We were touching the 70 on a much shorter range than what we had previously. And what I mean by that is from here we moved from 6,000 up to 10, right here on this move, and the RSI went and barely touched the 70, right? But on this move right here, we didn't go nearly as far, and the RSI actually went through the 70. And so that's something that you got to keep in mind. You got to always keep those correlations in mind. Understand that the market is changing. We're meeting lower highs. We're banging on this same support level. So we'll go ahead and zoom in here. 5 minutes in. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in here to I wanted to show the big picture and know that what's likely to happen right now is we're likely to break this 5,800, 6,000 area. I would have expected a lower high to be put in there of over 7,000, or at least, guys, at least over 6,800. We had all this support right here on the 6,800. If we could have made a lower high, pulled back and bounced off that and headed higher, I could have seen that. The fact that we pulled back this far, okay, and we've already seen wicks up into that 6,800 level, I think we would have to have a pretty strong catalyst to get us back over and straight back over that 8,400. It would have to be a pretty strong catalyst. It's not looking too great for the longs right now as far as the long-term trading goes, okay? Let's jump down here to the 4 hour. You can see the stair-step pattern I've been talking about, all the way down here, where as soon as the bulls think they finally gained some ground, we're giving it back all the way down here, right? And it just keeps coming down and down and down. This is the kind of stuff that once these bull runs are anticipated to sell off and we're in that bear trend mentality, people again are more likely to start selling as soon as things turn around. And so that's what we're seeing. We're not able to hold ground. It's hard for the bulls to get any sort of footing, right? So that's one thing. That's one thing there I want to bring up. Now let's jump to the hourly. Let's talk about the shorter term chart. So here's what I see on the shorter term chart. So I talked about in my newsletter here, we had this equilibrium pattern that's set up right here. We had the higher lows, lower highs, right, that led to a breakout. And then I pointed out there on my Twitter, guys, look out for this stuff move, because as soon as we stuffed into that breakout, it's likely we're going to go ahead and roll over. And that's exactly what happened. And if you look back, we just barely made it over the breakout level of what, 6,453 on this equilibrium pattern before we saw that stuff move right here and then turned around and rolled over. And I pointed out on the RSI, I said, guys, we're getting really overbought here during this downtrend. And the fact that we broke out, saw the stuff, touched the 70, and we were so overbought and we didn't really go anywhere in terms of price action, it's likely that the bulls were going to come exhausted in that move, and that's exactly what happened. And so right now what we're seeing is just inconsistency. We'll see some support, we'll see a push, we'll meet resistance, and we'll pull back, right, and we'll break down. And it's that pattern is repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. And so the question is why? Why is this? Let's jump over to the Bitfinex longs and the Bitfinex shorts to kind of look at exactly what's been going on with those. All right. So let's jump over to that. So here's the Bitcoin longs. Okay. Let's talk about that. Oh, there's a little leftover piece I was pointing out earlier, throwing out some charts. Okay. So let's talk about the Bitfinex longs. So as you can see, we're on the hourly right now. I'll jump to the 4 hour and get a bigger picture. Okay. No one's longing this, guys. We're not seeing accumulation here. We're seeing people taking profits. And you're like, okay, well, we're seeing accumulation. Well, why is it that when you jump over here to the Bitcoin chart on the hourly, we've been steadily grinding up here down from the lows of what, 5,900? We've been curling up, right? So why, if no one's buying this, why is that occurring? Well, what's happening is the longs are selling their position, right, on pops. They're looking to get out of here. They're like, guys, I don't like this. Let's bounce, right? We're hitting lows here. And so what's happening is the shorts, let's go to the short chart. Look at the shorts, guys. Look at the shorts. We're approaching the highs there in from April, the April short highs. Let me jump to the daily, be a little bit cleaner there. Yeah, we're approaching this level here as far as a breakout for the amount of shorts in comparison to that time frame. Shorts are ramping up. So what's happening if we go to the 15-minute? Look at this. We saw a minor pullback here on the shorts. What that was shorts covering their position. Okay, so what was happening? This pop here on Bitcoin. We saw this support and we're starting to curl up, and we're heading up. And right now it looks like we're stuffing into that, 6,230 resistance right here. What happened? This whole move was supported by the fact that short started, you said, hey man, we've been shredding it the past couple of days. Let's take some profits, right? So the shorts were covering their position. You see a decrease in shorts. That's what the reds are, right? The shorts are exiting, excuse me. And what we saw here is the shorts that were exiting their position, and that's the red. And this little bit of covering, right, led to that move. So one of the main hopes of the bulls is the fact that, because the shorts are getting so extended here, when you look at the daily time frame here, we're looking for something like this to happen, right? The bulls are really excited. They're looking for a short squeeze where the shorts bail all at once and cause a huge parabolic in the price. Then people get excited again. People keep buying, and that's what we're looking for. And here's the issue with Bitcoin right now, guys, is that's the hope. Traders right now, all we care about is just a short squeeze. And there's no fundamentals, there's no news, there's no catalyst that's causing people to be attracted to Bitcoin right now, that are looking to get in and support the price because people are excited about Bitcoin. This isn't, November, October, December. It's not 2017, guys. Right now in 2018, we've been taking, big fat L's. Okay, I'll be honest. So people aren't excited about that. So our biggest hope as a bulls is a short squeeze. That's all we're looking at, depending on your time frame, especially if you're trading the daily. We're looking for a short squeeze. Is that likely to happen? I mean, sure, eventually, I'm sure it'll happen. It always does. But the thing about it is, right now, what's most likely? That, we see a huge breakup and we're back on the 6,800, 7,000 on no news, or we see a break to the lows that we've been hammering on, 5 times on the daily chart, right? This is the 5th time here. So that's what I want to say. I just want to say be careful, and make sure if you're trading, make sure you're mitigating your risk. You're using stop losses. If you're a long only trader, you need to be especially careful, which is what I'm doing right now, because the fact that, you don't want to get caught in one of these dumps, right? You want to look for support there on the lower time frame RSI in order to scalp certain rips and just watch the level 2 and stuff like that. I'm trading very intraday, very short term trades right now, just because of the fact if you're a long only trader, that's your best bet. I'm not looking to take a position, come back in 2 weeks and expect to be at 8,000, with no catalysts or just technicals, or expect the bulls to rush in and save the day, right? I'm not going for that. So I'm looking for shorter term time frames, and if you are looking for that, I would just say be careful. Again, keep your stop loss because of the fact the daily looks so bearish. Okay, the day looks bearish. So what if you're a short trader, right? If you're short, man, look, let me know when you get your Lambo. We can go pick it up together because this thing has been is great for the shorts. Okay, so pretty much for the shorts, what you guys need to look for is any of these pivot highs. You can just basically pick one. That's how bearish this is right now. Like, for example, we had a double top here. That was a good short entry when we double top there. Or you could enter when we saw the break, right? The break of the support there on 7,000. Remember, whole and half dollar marks. I always talk about those. Have a pivot high here at 6,650, right? To a double top here at 6,500. Now, I definitely don't recommend chasing things down. I never recommend chasing. However, the momentum is definitely on the side of the shorts right now. I would make sure you keep a stop loss watching these pivot highs. You can always always stop out for a small loss and re-enter higher when there's a more likely chance of you getting a nice dip. But pretty much right now, you got the 6,000 level. That's our key over and under for right now. Until we put in mini pivot lows on that 6,000 level, I would not trust it, guys. This curl is not enough. We need to see multiple pivot lows. Let me jump to the 4 hour. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. What I would like to see here for the bulls is just some pivot lows over this 6,000 level. And if you're short, you want to look for a reject of that 6,000 level to take us to the next leg. See, we're at 13 minutes here. I'll wrap it up, guys. I don't want to keep you here too long. But for bulls, you need to watch for support in the 6,000. For bears, pretty much pick your pivot high, and there's your risk. And just, you want to look for overextension. You want to look for overextension on the RSI level for an entry. You want it to be high up towards the 70s into a prior resistance. That'll give you the most likely odds of getting a short off. Do not just all in short right now. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, the momentum is on the bull side or on the bear side, but I don't recommend that. If you're short, you should have been planning to be short by now. Right now, we're seeing a lot of choppy action. We're on this support. We're trying to figure out where. Watch the 6,000. You can wait for confirmation on the 6,000 reject and short there. It'd be a lot easier, a lot more risk, low risk, right? So that's one thing that I'd look at there. For the bulls, just be careful with it, guys. Just be careful. That's what I can say right now. So where am I focusing right now on the next support? Let's say we do break. If we break bullish, I'm looking for a retracement, guys. Like I said, as many pivot lows over 6,100, 6,200, the best, right? but I'm trading very short term. So any overextended move towards the 5,500 is my watch. You know, we had the previous lows, you know, back over in this area right over here. We had some lows. I'm watching sort of these pivot lows sort of scale into a long. I'm expecting a 4,900 to 5,500 bounce in that area, and I'd probably size in pretty heavy on that. You know, if we break the 5,000 guys, we're going down. I mean, the next support really is into, you know, what, 3,000. I mean, there's no real. It's kind of hard to tell, but let's just watch it. Let's just watch it and see what happens. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be updating that very frequently, just giving you market updates, and just if you want to talk with me, if you have any questions, tweet me on Twitter, shoot me an email, you know, comment down in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to help you guys, glad to answer. Have a lot of content coming up here for you guys. Super excited about it. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. I just wanted to get in here and just talk charts with you just on Bitcoin for today. So if you have any altcoins requests, let me know. I do want to get into the altcoins right now. Those have been taking big L's as well lately, and they're becoming overextended, but they're not going to do anything until Bitcoin does. But remember, guys, just stay focused. Remember to regulate your emotions, control your emotions, learn to have calculated risk, and learn to trade like a machine, guys. Again, Bot Mentality, I'm out of here. Peace.